the next minute you want to be everywhere, you are so full of life and all of that, and you're wondering, you don't even know why, you just don't know why. Okay, I want to tell you why now. You're probably an ambivert, and it's hello everyone, you are welcome back to the positive moment and happy new month. You're welcome to the second half of 2021. I mean, like just yesterday we slept and we woke up and it was 1st of January, and today we're already in the 1st of July. Like, this year is running. And please, whatever your goals has been, like whatever resolutions you had at the beginning of the year, whether you are close to it or you are not close to it, please don't lose hope. We still have another 6 months to go. So whatever you want to do can still be achieved. Alright, if you are yet to follow us across our social media platforms, please do follow us on Instagram, on Facebook at PME_music1, and we are on YouTube at PME_music1 TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the notification button right beside it in order to get notified every time we upload a new video. You know how we do it. This episode is also going to be on YouTube, and when you subscribe to our YouTube channel, watch our previous videos, watch our previous content that we have uploaded, and also we are on Anchor Podcast, in case you just like, okay, you don't want to like use too much of your data, or you don't want to spend too much data on videos. We have an audio channel where you can just listen to my voice. Okay, today what are we discussing? We are talking about who is an ambivert. Well, to some people it must sound very familiar. Why to some it might feel like, okay, what's that? Like, that's a new one. But it's actually not a new one to a lot of people. But let me start as a way of introduction. We are used to like two different personality traits. Like, that's what we know, we hear, that's what we were taught, that's what we read, and that's what we see everywhere. So we talk about introvert and extrovert. Like, it's very common. Like, that's what we know. We are all familiar with that. We know who an introvert is. We know who an extrovert is. So you might be wondering, okay, we have introvert, we have extrovert. So which one is ambivert again? Where did that come from? You know, this word, we keep evolving. There are new discoveries every day. People come up with new theories every day, and a lot of things change in human behavior. So as a way of introduction, who is an introvert? An introvert is a person who feels more comfortable spending time with himself, like, or herself. Let me be partial with that. Someone who feels so comfortable with himself or herself, focusing on their inner thoughts and ideas. They enjoy spending time alone. Like, in fact, when you see them, you know they hardly talk because they get drained talking to people. You know, an introvert is someone who can stay indoors for days and nobody will even know that there's somebody inside the house. Like, they don't like human interaction except when it is necessary. They always take time to think. They think a lot, like, and most of them are actually very intelligent. Like, and yeah, there are 4 temperaments that we know about. You have the choleric, the melancholy, the sanguine, and the phlegmatic. But an introverted person will fall mostly on that melancholy and phlegmatic. Phlegms, they are actually very quiet and easygoing people too. But the melancholy, so introverts we fit into that temperament, that melancholy temperament perfectly, because they don't like crowd, they don't like to talk, they like to keep to themselves, they like to think. Most of them are great readers, they read a lot, and some of them, they are addicted to their phones, they're on social media, and they just don't want anybody to disturb their peace. While an extrovert is the life of the party, the one you see everywhere, the one who is comfortable with people around. So an introvert, okay, I said an introverted person gets drained when he or she talks to other people. But for an extrovert gets drained when they don't have anybody to talk to. Like, they easily get bored. Like, they always want to be around people. They always like crowd. They are so social, and they want to be everywhere. They talk a lot. They mix up a lot. They have high energy, and they draw their energy from other people, from talking to other people. Okay, so that's like establishing an introduction. That is introvert and extrovert. Now we want to talk about ambivert. So who is an ambivert? We said an introvert is a quiet person, reserved, sometimes shy, while an extrovert is social and has high energy, talkative. Not all of them are talkative, but most of them are talkative, and they will fall under the category of sanguine and choleric if we're discussing the four temperaments. So how do you know if you are an ambivert? An ambivert is actually someone who exhibits both character traits, both personality traits. Like, an ambivert exhibits the characteristics of an introvert, at the same time exhibit the characteristics of an extrovert. You wonder how that is possible. Yes, it's very possible. Now I'm going to say some things, and I'm very sure some of you might be able to relate with it, because sometimes you might be wondering, okay, why am I like this? Right now I'm very quiet, I don't want anybody around. The next minute you want to be everywhere, you are so full of life and all of that, and you're wondering, you don't even know why, you just don't know why. Okay, I want to tell you why now. You're probably an ambivert, and it's not a big deal. It's totally normal, and in fact, according to my research, I discovered that a lot of people actually exhibit the characteristics of an ambivert. A lot of people, like, most people are not completely introvert or completely extrovert. They sometimes just mix the two together, and it depends on the kind of job you do. Sometimes too, your kind of job might actually need you to be an extrovert even if you're an introvert. But because if you're an introvert and you're a marketer, how do you want to market your products? So sometimes you just have to, like, try to switch and all of that. So these are the characteristics of an ambivert. Number one is mood swings. So for someone who is quiet now and the next minute is talking a lot, you know that. So when you hear people tell you that it depends on my mood, it depends on my mood, you're just, okay, what are you going to do in so and so situation? Be like, it depends on my mood. That person is probably an ambivert, because an ambivert can actually make plans when he or she has withdrawn into the introvert mode. They can make plans like, okay, I want to read, I want to think, I want to do this, I want to do that. But when the extrovert mode decides to come up, they might just find themselves going to a party and all of that, and it will not be like, okay, I wanted to read. Yeah. They have mood swings, they're not stable. Like, you cannot predict an ambivert. So an ambivert is comfortable hanging out with people. Yeah, they are comfortable hanging out with people, but they have a limit, they have a deadline. And another sign of an ambivert is when you're in a social gathering, your social media runs out. Like, you get to a stage at the beginning of that party or that gathering, you're so excited, you're full of life, they see you everywhere, you're dancing, you're active and all of that. Then few hours later, you're just withdrawn. You're just, people are like, okay, what's wrong with you, what's wrong with you, why the mood swing? Your social media is out already. your social your social meter rather is out already. So because you're already feeling like, guys, it's okay, I want to go home. Like, but you know, an extrovert from the beginning to the end, they are the life of the party. While an introvert from the beginning to the end, you know, okay, this person will not interact with you. He or she will just be on his or her own, either pressing phone or just observing and not like active. But an ambivert might be active initially, like you'll be like, yes, go, and then all of a sudden they have mood swings. So that is who an ambivert is. Another sign of an ambivert, you like discussion, so you like to talk, you like to chat, but you know your limits. You know your limits. You get to a point that you'll be like, okay, now you're talking too much. You are the one who recognizes when someone is talking too much. Yes, you enjoy conversations, you bring up conversation, you like to chat, you like to gist, you're active, you're everywhere, but you have a limit. Ambiverts always have a limit. They know when to just stop. They know when to stop. You know, an extrovert does not know when to stop. These are the kind of people you see, and you just be like, okay, guy, you talk too much. Can you just calm down? But an ambivert, they know when to keep quiet. They know when to stop talking. You understand? And also, an ambivert finds pleasure in solitude. Like, they can be on their own perfectly. And at the same time, if they have to go out or if they have to be with people, it's not a problem. For an introvert, it's a problem if they have to go out. If they have to be with people, they have to like whine them before they can whine them when they are not what they used to call it. They are not machines. You are whining them because they will not want, they don't like to go out. They can be indoors from morning to night without stepping out of their room, not to talk of stepping out of the house. That's who an introvert is. While an extrovert, in fact, you don't need, just tell an extrovert, okay, so time I need you to be so place. Before you even finish saying it, they are there. But an ambivert, they don't mind staying at home. They don't mind being in solitude. They don't mind being alone. They don't have problem with being alone. An extrovert actually has a lot of problem with being alone. That's why they easily get bored, and if they are alone for too long, they can even fall into depression because they draw energy from having people around. So an ambivert can stay alone, and at the same time they have to go out. It's not a big deal. They will go out. That's what an ambivert is. And an ambivert is very, very comfortable to be behind the scene. But at the same time, they don't mind if they have the opportunity to be on stage. That's an ambivert for you. Okay, if you tell an ambivert, okay, I just want you to do all of this behind the scene, I don't want you to be out there, they don't have a problem with it. But at the same time, if you give them the mic or you give them the platform or you give them the stage, that okay, do your thing, they also don't mind. Meanwhile, an extrovert likes show off. He or she wants to be everywhere. So if you now want to relegate an extrovert to the background and tell an extrovert that okay, I want you to be at the backstage, he or she might break down, might even start crying and be like, ha, hey, oh me, I can do this thing now. While an introvert, when you tell an introvert to go on the stage, an introvert is a very shy and reserved person and be like, I'll be begging you, please, I cannot do this, I don't want to do this, can I just stay behind the scene? Can you now see the difference? But an ambivert does not mind being at the center. At the same time, he does not mind being at the backstage. Anywhere you put an ambivert will fit in. into any kind of situation, they can quickly adapt. That's one of the advantages of being an ambivert. They are very, very quick to adaptation. An ambivert can be quiet and at the same time vocal. Yeah, I already said it. Sometimes you wonder why. Okay, this person, we were gisting, we were talking, we were catching fun, we were catching cruise, we were getting a lot of vibes from this person today. And you meet the same person tomorrow and you're like, okay, why are you so quiet? Like, why are you not talking? Like, this is not you. You know, I can't really place it. It's because the person is an ambivert. So they can be quiet and at the same time they can be vocal. So it depends on when you meet them. Okay, now so there are some advantages to being an ambivert. I already said one, that they easily adapt to any situation. Wherever you put them, they can easily fit in. So if you put them in an organization where it requires them to be quiet and reserved and not talk to anybody and just face their work, they don't mind. They will be there and they will work excellently well. But if you put an extrovert in that same position, in 2 days, an extrovert might tender his or her resignation that no, I cannot cope here. And at the same time, if you put an ambivert in a place where he or she has to express herself, like, you know, be vocal and take up a lot of responsibilities, an ambivert will fit in perfectly. But if you put an introvert in that same position, you'll be surprised at what you get to, because the result you're expecting is not the result you're going to get. So that's an ambivert for you. They can adapt anywhere you put them. They will adapt perfectly. And also, an ambivert can be stable sometimes. No, I said they are not stable. I'm talking about their mood. So today they are quiet, tomorrow they have high energy. So, but they know how to strike a balance. That's literally like everything I've been saying. Like, they know when to stop, they know when to start, they know when to stop talking, they know when to keep talking, they know when to do something and when not to do it. Like, they can strike a balance between anything they are doing. So they can strike a balance also. This is another point now, between the domineering attitude of a sanguine and the hypersensitivity of an introvert. So they know how to balance the two. They can balance the two. You know, extroverts, they are domineering. Like, they want to dominate everywhere. They want to be in charge of everything. While an introvert is just so sensitive about everything, wants to be reserved, wants to like be behind the scene and all of that. But an ambivert knows exactly how to balance the two. Balance the two equations together. So another point is they have intuition. Yes, still part of what I have said. They have intuition. They know when to stop. They know when to start. They know when not to talk. Their intuition will tell them, okay, now you have been talking too much. Can you keep quiet? You know, they talk to themselves a lot. When they are talking too much, they know how to caution themselves. So their intuition, they have high level of intuition. But there's also, for everything that has an advantage, there must be at least one disadvantage, because there are always two sides of a coin. I don't know, have you ever seen a coin that only has one side? There are always two sides. So there's always the positive side, and there is always not the positive side. Do you understand? So the major disadvantage of being an ambivert is their mood swing can turn people off. Okay, I made an example of a marketer the other time. Let me use that example again. Okay, if an ambivert is a marketer and an ambivert is actually trying to market a product to a potential client, why he or she is in an extrovert mode or extrovert zone, and the client is, you know, As he or she was saying it, the client was like, yes, yes, okay, okay, catching the vibes and all of that, and all of that. And then the next day, the client calls again and be like, okay, that thing you were talking about yesterday, but that person has already retreated into the introvert mode. And that person will just be like, okay, like, this is not you now. You were not talking to me like this yesterday. Why are you sounding so cold and so off and so, even though the ambiverts, for the sake of business, we want to try and but that, so the thing is, you cannot predict them. You don't know which mood they have currently. So they're just like that. Their mood swing can actually turn people off. And then when you make plans, why feeling so extroverted, and when it's time to execute it and you're already in your introvert zone, you might not be able to execute the plans that you made. That's it about being an ambivert. With these few points of mine, I hope I have been able to do justice to who an ambivert is, but at least now you know who an ambivert is. Like I said, an ambivert is someone who exhibits the personality trait of both an introvert and an extrovert at the same time. Alright, thank you so much for joining us today. Before we go, this episode is proudly sponsored by the Positive Music Entertainment, and here we are ready to meet all your media and entertainment needs, from your music production, music recording, live band rehearsals. We have a standard studio to do all of your recordings and rehearsals and what have you. We have a lot of musical instruments on ground. So if you want a full live instrumentation, we have equipment. We have a keyboard. We have a drum set. We have an electric drum set. We have a talking drum. We have an electric guitar. We have a saxophone. Everything you need, we have them. So just send us a DM and we'll be at your service. We also have a lot of camera equipment for rent. We have a drone for rent as well. You can visit our website. To know more about our equipment rentals and to know more about our organization in general. So if you are yet to subscribe to this YouTube channel, kindly do that at PM_Music1TV. If you are watching on Facebook, please also subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you are listening to us on Anchor, subscribe to our YouTube channel at PM_Music1TV. And when you subscribe, also click on the notification button right beside it in order to get notified every time we upload a new video, so you won't miss out of any contents we upload. Alright, so till I see you next time and bring your way another topic that would interest you, I still remain Victoria. Bye.